With the authority of the Council, I shall now confer the degree of Doctor of the University. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor to make this presentation.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has resolved to award the degree of Doctor of the University to Mr. Alex Griffiths. Alex Griffiths was born in Wellington, New Zealand in 1911. After managing a banana farm on Norfolk Island, his family moved to Australia in 1935 and eventually retired to a small Currumbin beach property in the early 1940s. At this time, Alex Griffiths joined his parents to continue his profession of beekeeping and flower growing. As well as attracting passers-by who wanted to buy honey or gladioli, the bright red and yellow flowers of the property also attracted local native birds, particularly the rainbow and scaly-breasted lorikeets. The famous bird sanctuary was created by accident when Alex Griffiths devised a water and honey diet to distract the lorikeets from damaging his gladioli. I was particularly thrilled the first time the lorikeets landed on my arms and my head, he once declared. It was a wonderful experience. The colour of them got me. They had these beautiful purple heads. The birds soon realised how much easier it was to take nectar from a plate and began to feed in progressively larger numbers. People who came to buy flowers and honey were fascinated by the spectacle of Alex Griffiths hand-feeding thousands of lorikeets every day. With the erection of a humble sign, "Wild Birds Fed, 4:30 p.m, the Currumbin Bird Sanctuary, one of Australia's tourist icons, was born. As industry grew, the sanctuary began to attract interstate and even international visitors. In 1956, America's National Geographic magazine heard about the bird-feeding haven at Currumbin and sent top-ranking nature photographer and journalist Dr. Paul Zahl to Australia to investigate. The result of his visit was a 9-page article in the National Geographic. People around the world were charmed and intrigued by the story of a resplendent garden where as many as 5,000 wild lorikeets were fed on 70 kilograms of honey. Over a 30-year period, the sanctuary flourished under Alex Griffiths' inspired direction, expanding in size from a half hectare to 24 hectares. During this time, the number of visitors increased to an estimated 600,000 per year. Until 1974, no admission fees were charged, and the bird refuge survived on money raised within the sanctuary itself. Alex Griffiths refused offers from land developers to subdivide or sell his property and strenuously opposed developments which threatened the sanctuary's wild bird feeding program. From the start of this unique venture, he has dedicated himself to upholding a wildlife philosophy which advocates freedom and open space for birds. As one who has loved and lived with birds for decades, he has always believed that any creature capable of accepting its freedom should not be caged. In order to preserve the sanctuary as a haven and refuge for native wildlife, Alex Griffiths donated his entire estate to the people of Australia in 1976, leaving it in the hands of the National Trust. He continues to live on the grounds of the sanctuary and is committed to maintaining the bird refuge according to his original philosophies and aims. He has fought hard to ensure that all profits are returned to the sanctuary and that the surrounding district is kept open and free from any development which might damage its viability. More recently, he has donated a 10-acre property adjoining the Nickel National Park to the Wildlife Preservation Society of Queensland. This donation culminates a lifetime of striving to amalgamate Currumbin with the Nickel rainforest to preserve the whole area in perpetuity. Today, as in the past, Alex Griffiths is devoted to the welfare of his beloved birds and to the conservation of the environment. Now in existence for more than 50 years, the Currumbin Sanctuary is a great tribute to the dedication and enthusiasm of one man. Recognised as one of the leading zoological institutions in the world with significant research potential, the sanctuary is Alex Griffiths' magnificent contribution to the preservation of native Australian wildlife. It is especially fitting that the Council of Griffith University should honour Alex Griffiths in recognition of his distinguished services to the environment and the community. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Alex Griffiths for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University.